We did a video about 3 weeks to a month ago, I guess, and we were talking about cottages and people that own cottages. Should you buy them? Should you not? Thought it'd be interesting if we just sat down and talked about some of the comments that we got, good, bad, and indifferent. And sound like a plan?
So what you're telling me is that we need to cut to the comments.
So, first comment. My sister sold her place of 15 years in March. Deal closed in 30 days. She grossed $645,000. Since then, it seems the market has gone nowhere. Last year, she did list for $699. So, seems to be a bit of a common theme. Congratulations on making $645,000.
Yeah, that sounds like it didn't mention when she purchased, right?
No, but she had it for 15 years and she sold it in March of this year. So, now she did make 645,000, but she will have to pay capital gains on that. So
Yeah, but I mean that's still positive. I'm okay with paying capital gains on $600,000.
here's another comment. America here, who lives in Canada in the summer, the prices are way too high. It's all for rich people now.
Yeah, well, I mean any like secondary residence for the most part is going to be for people with more.
We'll have a little bit more money than
Yeah,
most.
like it's not so bad that I say rich people, and there are more affordable options when it comes to cottages, although the more affordable options are usually kind of what you think of when it's just like, oh, cabin in the woods kind of thing, right? Like a little bit more rundown, maybe needs a little bit more work. But like, yeah, if you're sitting looking at stuff on the water
In Muskoka, or
yeah, like it's gonna be more luxury, yes.
But I think also too, what people don't take into account here is that there are a lot of like homesteads or family cottages that have been passed down for the last, generation to generation to generation. So they shouldn't be painted with the same brush of the rich people that are buying the
Nipple
cottage.
babies get a pass. Okay, cutting to the next comment.
Cottage life is not for us. The extra operational costs would seriously affect our budget. Could not do it, and we're not looking to solve this problem for ourselves. If people can, God bless, and we wish you much happiness. We know people who, that's a bit of a wording there, and I did read it word for word. We know people who have a partial ownership in a cottage, and we bring lots of food and we get invited, paying it very much forward. That is helpful to the people inviting us. Also, hubby heard a story on the radio of a guy who works for free on people's cottages. He gets invited. He brings a bottle of wine and a fun story about the wine, and that's how he does it. Anyways, good luck to us all and much happiness.
Much happiness indeed. The takeaway, it sounds like they've identified the fact that the extra operational costs of a cottage just doesn't make sense for them.
Yeah.
So it's like a pool. You don't want to own a pool, but you make sure that your next door neighbor has a pool so you can use it whenever you want.
Next question.
All right.
Or your business partner.
Cut to the next comment.
So, prices of cottages went up 100% during COVID. Oh, I said COVID, but it was in the remarks.
I
But
said the swear.
and need to come back down 50% before anyone starts to buy. I've lived in cottage country all my life, and it's insane to see some prices. Cottages should be well below the cost of your home, not the same or more.
I would first and foremost challenge that prices raised 100%.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that some of those cottages doubled in price.
Well, not during that time period. They have doubled in price overall.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can look at any property in Barrie. It's like,
They have doubled from some point.
like
Yeah.
like, oh, a house that was $100,000 is now $1 million. Like, yeah, that happens. But specifically over the course of that time period, like, they didn't double in price. And again, yeah, you're looking at stuff like the cottages do cost less if you're going for less. Like, there's still a house, but if you are looking for something on the water that is big and all this other stuff, it's gonna be more money. There are cottages that are less expensive, that are more affordable, but you are going for less than your house.
Yeah, like when you look at a cottage and it's more than your house, and more than, I mean, like, it's 3,000 square feet and on the water with boathouses and docks and decks, which is more than your own house, then it's going to be more money.
Yeah, a lot of cottages are 3 seasons as opposed to 4, but they are still a house for all intents and purposes. So they should be at the very least somewhat comparable.
Next comment.
Next comment.
Prices around Bancroft are crazy. Who has a $750,000 plus? Very few services. So that goes back to cottages. We know you go up there, you're not going to get city water, city sewer. You're going to be on well, you're going to be on septic. Internet's another big thing, so you're not going to get those services up there. And, prices have softened in Bancroft. They're not $750,000. That property that was $750,000 before is probably something now closer to 600 or maybe even less.
Yeah, but even then, you're not going up to cottages for the services, right? Like, if anything, you expect to be away from more services when you're up at a cottage. Sure, once you get up to like the higher prices, you maybe expect there to be more, but not necessarily. I just expect it to be a fancier cottage. Like,
Yeah.
you're kind of detached from most city amenities at that point because you're out in the woods.
Next comment.
Yeah. Next, cut some whatever.
This is why I never accept invitations to anybody's cottage. My idea of a relaxing weekend is not doing free labor for you after sitting for hours in traffic.
Big fair, can't disagree. I'm not one that is a huge cottage fan, mainly because of the travel. Like, I hate the idea of the 400 around cottage season is my nemesis. I will throw hands with it any day of the week. But yeah, the fact that most of the time you end up like doing some sort of work while you're there when you go to relax is just like,
See, it's funny, the people I talk to, their own cottages, say people come up there, drink your beer, eat your food, and don't do anything. So I guess it's probably a combination of all of the above.
yes.
Next comment.
Next commento.
I find this one interesting. Cottages are a want, not a need. People first need houses and lifestyles they can afford. When houses match wages at 2.5 to 3 times the gross income, they can afford a house. Cottages need to be a lot less than the houses. All the municipalities need to cut taxes at least 50% to match realistic new values. I'll be looking when cottages get back closer to 250 grand.
Not
That's a
to lie,
lot.
they had me in the first half. I was with them up to the point where they started spouting about cutting taxes.
Yeah, cutting taxes is never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. A lot of people, and a lot of the time, people forget about the fact that your taxes is not just the government taking money from you. It does go to improve where you're living and maintain things. But all that being said, you're dreaming if you think a cottage is going to be like livable at 200,000.
Oh, and if you go far enough, no,
yeah, at that point,
yeah.
you're spending the week prior to your vacation
Driving
the
to your
time that
cottage.
getting to your cottage, and then the next week coming back. So it's just unrealistic expectations, in my opinion.
Next comment.
This guy.
For some reason, buying a place to enjoy has become a capital investment and not a family or lifestyle investment. Why is that? It's an interesting comment.
I think what they're referring to is probably a lot of the investors buying properties that are kind of the
And then rent them out as Airbnb
or luxury cottages and then renting them out. Whereas back in the day, it used to be, groups of families would go up. Maybe you have like 5 on an island or something like that, and everyone goes. They know each other. They hang out on the weekends, that sort of thing. I mean, simple answer is money, right? Like, people will do anything for money for the most part, and there's a market in it. People want to go up, to a cottage, maybe not own one, but they want to go up once in a while. So the Airbnbs flourish and they do well. And because there's money in it, people do it.
Next comment. So, no one can sell their places in Muskoka area without a huge drop. Stop sugarcoating it.
I don't think
I don't remember anything in our video that we're sugarcoating anything, but, according to this person, we are.
So, but no one can sell in Muskoka without a huge drop. But the person in a previous comment, their sister got $600,000.
Yes, you can't do it overnight.
No, like, you're not gonna flip a cottage. Like, the intent of buying a cottage should not be to make money on the cottage. That's not its purpose. It's never gonna make you money. Probably. I'd love to see the business plans of these people with the Airbnbs to see how much they actually make. But yeah, like, you can always sell it if you need to, but yeah, you're not gonna turn a profit if you bought it 3 years ago and you're selling it now.
So we'll just do a couple summaries here. I bought a cottage in the Kawarthas 22 years ago for 490,000. Sold it today for $1 million. Financially, was that a good investment? Absolutely not. Average cost to keep a modest cottage from tax to maintenance is $25,000 a year. You do the math. So $25,000 a year times 22 years. He sold for $1 million and he thinks he's behind. Now, that doesn't take into account all the great times, obviously, that they had at the cottage. Another buddy, cottages are not worth the shit. Not worth shit. They will be worth pennies by the end of 2026. So
I'm always a huge fan of the people that come and be like, oh, they're not going to be worth anything. It's like, okay, like let's shovel your shit somewhere else. You're obviously delusional. Like you can say whatever you want, freedom of speech, but like you're just wrong.
I'd be curious, the people that have the negative comments here, do they have a cottage, or do they want one and can't afford
I
one?
would love to know why they feel that. Like why is the cottage going to be worthless specifically at the end of next year?
So I think we can sum this up one way. There's a person right here that says they drive 10 hours to sit on a dock. So there's a person that loves their cottage, loves the time that's there, and will drive any extent of time to get there to sit on the dock. So those that love cottages, love them. Those that don't really like cottages, as we can see here, think that they're a royal pain and that pretty much nobody should have them.
And pots. That's not how this works, but
Done.